Madam Chair, we're ready to go.
Okay, the Northborough Housing Authority board meeting, February 9th, 2022, the regular meeting of the Housing Authority. Andy, you want to read it, or do you want me to read the?
Sure.
Okay.
So this meeting is being conducted via remote participation pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, an act relative to extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency, signed into law on June 16th, 2021. No in-person attendance by members of the public will be permitted. To view or listen only, there is a live stream link to YouTube on this agenda and also on the homepage of the town's website.
Thank you. Okay, I'll call this meeting to order, and it looks like everyone is here with the exception of Brad. He might come later, but right now he's not here. I'll start with the meeting with a review and approval of the minutes of the last board meeting, and I need to have a motion.
I'll be right back, sorry.
Okay, I need a second.
Second,
Ray?
yes.
Okay, Ray Carlson, second. Any questions? If not, then I will ask for a vote. What happened to Elaine?
She said she'd be right back.
Oh, okay. I'll wait, because we need her for the vote. Okay.
And Rita, I'm not sure if I actually heard her say,
I think she
move
said
them.
I'll be right back. I'm not
Right,
sure.
I
she
don't-
made a
I don't
motion.
think she actually moved the motion, so you probably should just do that again when she comes back on.
Oh, okay.
I
Thank
think she
you.
just had said I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. I don't have my ears in, so I might not have heard it.
We'll be your ears for you.
Thank you. Pretty soon I'm gonna learn the sign.
We need the Jeopardy music or something to entertain us while we're waiting.
Right. Well, I'm gonna give her about a minute more, and then if not, just three of us, we have a quorum, we'll just do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Because I really don't want to hold the meeting up. Not be if anybody even watching, so. Okay, we'll wait a couple of seconds and. Okay, I think we're gonna just go ahead with it. So I'm going to, again, ask for a motion to accept the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Moved by Andy, and I need a second.
Second,
Ray? Any questions? If not, then I'm gonna ask for a vote. Andy?
Yes.
Ray?
aye.
Aye, vote is unanimous. Okay, just still not back. Okay, my darling, you can start. Oh, there she is.
I am so sorry. That was the police and I knew that they were looking for my neighbor and I had her phone number, so it's a little crazy right now, but.
That's okay. We moved on to the minutes, so we're all
Okay.
set. We're gonna.
Yeah,
going
we'll
right
give you
now
a minute.
into-
Give you a minute to catch your breath.
Yes, and then we're
Okay.
gonna have a report from the executive director.
Okay, we're good. I'm good. I'm just gonna get a drink of water, but I can hear you. I'm right here.
Okay. Okay. So, still working on vacancies here. I currently have, we have 4 family, but one of them is offline. The other one is getting leased up on Friday. And then the other 2, I'm getting close. I've been screening a bunch of people, families, just waiting for a couple of landlord references. But I'm getting close. Like I said, I have 1 leasing up on Friday, which leaves 2 more that are available. Hopefully, by next month, I'm hoping to have them leased up. And then we also have for elderly. Again, I have one leasing up next Tuesday and one that just opened up, and the other couple I'm still screening for. So it's been really busy with vacant units for all of us, and for maintenance, just for them being able to get them done with snow removal and ice and all that kind of stuff. But we are getting there. Hopefully, we're hoping it's gonna slow down a little bit with the vacancies, and but we are working on them on the CHAMP system, and they are coming through. So yeah, and maintenance obviously has been busy with some of the weather stuff, keeping them busy, and just overall a lot of activity in the office, even with work orders and stuff. I filled out an application yesterday through for an energy audit for Rutland Road. We haven't had one for a while. We've been having a couple of issues, and we were told by a contractor that those units could be better insulated. So I reached out to the energy people at DHCD, and they suggested I go that route first. I mean, I've done those several times in the past with energy audits, and that is one thing that they do is insulate. So, but I just had a hard time getting somebody to get back to me. It's kind of like hurry up and wait these days, but I finally did get somebody to get back to me yesterday, and I, like I said, I submitted an online application, so I'm hoping to hear something soon. In the past, they've been pretty good about following through. So annual rent recertification time in our office, everything went out. Julie sent all the paperwork out. They're all back in. Rents go into effect for April 1st. Everybody gets done. The elderly at this time of year, families are done in accordance with their anniversary dates. So they're a little bit more spread out. But the elderly, we do all at the same time. So there's 104 of them that get done right now in the office. Julie does the majority of them, and then I do some as I can. So that's going on in the office right now also. I know they just lifted the mask mandate, but we did get a ton of PPE supplies from DHCD. I have a lot of the KN95 masks and all kinds of cleaning supplies and stuff like that, that we have available if needed. Anymore. Like I said, we have still been had our plexiglass up and that kind of thing, and people have been still masking up in our community. The budget did get approved. I got it through just the other day. So that's all set. I will go ahead and proceed with some of the things in there. I will give my admin and the legal attorney their raises. They also came out just last week they finally came out with a new director's salary guidelines. So I think basically the accountant will go in and recalculate. Like I said, they'll do everybody, and then he'll get back to us and let us know if there's a change in my salary, and probably have to do a budget revision. So he said probably the end of the month or next month on that. So I did send everybody the year-end documents. Those do have to go into DHCD to close out our year end. So I think it is
a vote, right?
it is fine to do them virtually. They said I just have to do like an extract from the meeting and I can submit them. So we need to get votes for
Certificate of compliance.
certificate of compliance with notification for federal and state laws, then the certification of year-end financial and tenants receivable, and
The accountant.
the year-end certifications.
Okay, I will ask for a motion for the certification of compliance with notification procedures for federal and state lead paint laws.
So moved.
Elaine?
Yep.
Motion? I need a second.
Second, Andy.
Andy, second. Any
Rita, I have a-
question?
Rita, I have a question.
Okay,
The federal and state lead paint laws, Lynn, that only applies to the family units, or does it apply to all units?
Well, we
all
did,
units.
yeah, all units, they make us, even though it doesn't really apply to us here, because we don't have kids under 6, they,
That's why I asked.
every time somebody leases up, we have to give them lead paint law, and they have to sign acknowledging that I'm giving them lead paint law.
Even though they are over the age of 7.
Yeah, everybody has one in their file.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? If not, I'll take a vote. As you're voting, say your name, please.
Elaine, aye.
Okay,
Ray, I.
thank you.
Andy, I.
Aye, all in favor is unanimous. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna do them all individually, Lynn, because I believe that's what you have to do.
Yeah, whatever.
Just to be a-
whichever-
yeah.
Yeah, and there's also the certification of top 5, I just realized too. Top 5 salaries.
Right, I didn't see that. Is it here?
Yeah, I don't know if we went out with the documents. I'm gonna have to just forward it along to everybody. That's
Yeah, I don't see
online.
it.
It's uploaded inside the system. I'll send it out to everybody.
Okay.
All right, but that's the, if I remember that, that's the highest salaries and.
Yeah, list
listing of the-
everybody's
yeah, Right,
salary.
everybody's salary, right, okay. All right, let me do this first. A certification of year-end financial statements and tenants accounts receivable data. I need a motion.
So moved.
Elaine?
Second. Ray made the motion.
Oh, Ray, I'm sorry, I'm not looking up.
And I
Ray made the
second.
motion.
And Elaine seconded.
Oh, you made the second?
Right.
Okay. Elaine made the second. Okay, any questions? If not, I'll take a vote.
I,
Yeah.
Ray.
Okay,
Aye, Elaine.
Elaine,
And I, Andy.
Andy, aye. Vote is unanimous and passes. The one the other one we have is the fiscal year end certification of the preparer and the executive director. We need a motion on that.
So moved.
Andy made the motion. We need a second.
Second, Elaine.
Elaine made the second. Any questions? It's pretty self-explanatory. If not, we'll take a vote.
Elaine,
Ray,
aye.
I.
Ray, aye. Elaine, aye.
Andy, I.
Andy, aye. I'm aye. Unanimous. Vote passes. Now, the one with the salary.
Yeah, I was just looking, I wish I could forward it along right now, but the accountant didn't send it to me, so I need to go into the DHCD website to get it, unfortunately, and.
Okay,
Does it
I'm
have to be voted on by a certain date?
Yeah.
yes,
has
it
to go in.
does.
So if you send it to us, can we all do it electronically without being online here?
No,
Or no?
no, you have to be present.
Well, maybe you could vote on it, pending no,
Pending review.
yeah.
Well, 6 of one, half dozen of another, if we have to do it anyway.
All right, it's usually a form, and on the form lists all the employees with everybody's salary on it,
Right.
from low to high. And that's
Didn't
all
we
it
see it
is.
as part of the budget process? Rita?
Yes,
Or, yeah, I thought I remember seeing it in the budget when we did the
Yeah.
budget last
yeah,
month.
it is in the
Right.
budget. Yeah,
It
all
is.
those things are in the budget.
Everything is, yeah. So I don't know how everybody feels about doing a vote and then having her send us a copy. Does anybody have a problem with doing a board vote without the paperwork?
I can send it to you the second we hang up. And,
But I thought, Andy, I thought you said we really can't do that. Am I not understanding that correctly?
Well, the earlier question was, can we vote by email? Which we
Oh,
can't,
okay,
but I think
okay.
we can vote now, on the assumption that the document is gonna be sent for review, and if there's any issue, we can always address it at another
Right,
special
at the
meeting.
next board meeting.
yeah, is what it is
Okay.
that the accountant plugs in. They just asked for top 5 salaries in the office. And the accountant plugs in the numbers into the spreadsheet. So.
And you said you were gonna need to do a revision anyway, correct? Because of you,
This is
We
different.
do this every year at the.
This is,
budget.
this is
Okay.
It's not a
year-end
new thing.
certifications. It's not a
something that's
budget.
done every year.
okay, sorry,
It's just year-end closeout documents.
okay.
I'm sorry.
All right, if everybody's comfortable, then I'll accept a motion.
So moved.
And I
Ray.
believe it's the salary. I forget how the wording is.
It's a certification of top 5 compensation form.
That's right. Top 5 compensation. I'm sorry, did someone make a motion?
Me, Ray.
Oh, Ray. Thank you, Ray. I need a second.
Second, Elaine.
Okay, second, Elaine. All right, and Lynn's gonna send it out to all of us, so we'll have a copy of it.
Yep, I'll send it right out.
Does anybody have any questions for Lynn before we take a final vote? If not, then I'll take a vote on it.
Elaine, I.
Elaine,
Ray, aye.
aye, Ray,
Andy, I.
Andy, aye, I'm aye. Motion passes unanimous. That should be, it's only 4, isn't there one more? I always thought there was 5.
I think that's it. Yep, the financial statements and tenants account receivable are listed together.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
So you're all set as far as
Yeah,
the,
sometimes it's, like you said, when you're in person, sometimes it's a little easy when you can kind of grab documents, but
okay. Now, Lynn, do you have anything else before we move on?
I think that's it for that part of my report. And then, yeah, we'll go on to the capital projects as I think is the next.
Okay. So
Do
go ahead.
you want me to go ahead? Just.
Yes, please.
Okay. So the, the window project has resumed. Finally, they did get all of the front windows in, the correct windows. They're now moving along and doing the interior, painting and sheetrocking and stuff in the hallway. And then we're gonna do the changing of locks. I have, before, I don't want to forget, Diane, one of the tenants that comes to the meeting sometimes, left me a little a message here saying that she wanted to remind the board that we agreed that we were going to make the numbers bigger for people to see, and we are. As a matter of fact, I just ordered the numbers. They didn't include them, so we needed to get them. So we ordered 5-inch numbers. I think the others were 3 inches. And then instead of going next to the door, they're gonna go above the door. So this
Oh, good,
way,
good.
you know, when
Good
the
idea.
fire department or anybody pulls in here, I know it's an issue. You know, it seems to be brought to our attention that they can't always see the numbers. So we did order bigger numbers, and they will be put up. So I've been kind of working a little bit on this whole project too, with trying to get our own locksmith to change the locks as opposed to the contractor, because I think it'll go smoother. Because it's a master key system, it involves changing the front doors and the back doors, changing the apartment doors. changing the porch doors on the second floor, because it's all a master key system and everything works together. But we've run into a little bit of a little snag because the locksmith the state requires them to be OSHA certified if it's over 10,000, and if they're not, they don't, because they're a locksmith. But anyway, so we're probably going to do all the doors right now, and then so that meets the requirements for the amount of money, and then I will do the apartment doors separately. So just kind of trying to figure that all out. The locksmith is not, I mean, the contractor is not all familiar with our locks, and you know, it's going to involve giving everybody new keys, and these people have been doing our locks forever, so it's just a better way to follow through with it. So a lot going on with that, but it's moving along at least. I did pick out new door colors. It is going to be like a chestnut, so it's going to be like a brick red, the doors. Yeah, and then they're doing, you know, all of the outside work too. So that is happening. Happy to see that's moving along again. All of the projects seem to have picked up and moved along. The emergency lights at Colonial Village, that's moving on. I think we approved the contract last month. I'm expecting to hear from him anytime soon to start. The East Main Street HVAC, I've heard from them. They're getting ready to get in there. The drainage system at Crestwood Drive is just about all ready to go out to bid, and the Emerson scope of work is almost done too. It's in the hands of the ARCAT people. They move a little slower than I like, but that is happening. So we have several projects that are moving on right now, which is good. We have a couple of other things, a couple of roofs and things like that we've been trying to address. Like I said, sometimes just a little bit difficult to get contractors to come out. Everybody's really busy. These contractors are really busy as far as small jobs go. So that's a little bit of an issue. Luckily, my maintenance people can do a lot. So lots going on with the projects. I did send everybody the latest of the parking. So he had sent that to me right before the last CPC meeting, so that I was able to tell the CPC that parking, I thought it was good news for us. So basically he states that we can get an additional 9 spaces without having to tear the whole parking lot apart. We
That's
can put,
nice.
you know,
It
we
was
don't
very
have.
difficult to read what you
I
said.
know, and I had him,
So-
I
I'm
actually
glad
asked
you're
him to
explaining
zoom
it.
it in. It was worse than that before. I said, can you zoom that in so we can see it? So, but it is, so there was originally 4 ADA spaces handicapped. So we'll have 6 of those. And then we'll have another additional 7 standard spaces. So a total of 9 spaces without having to rip apart the island and all that kind of stuff, which obviously would be more expensive for us to do if we do that, you know. So I wanted to make sure that everybody is okay with that. Or, you know, the way that he left it was with me is, if you think that that's acceptable, then we'll finish that. If your board, I told him I wanted to run it by you guys. If you feel like you want us to go further and come up with more spaces, you know, with, you know, taking apart the island and all that kind of stuff, let them know and they'll do more work on it.
What's your feeling on removing the island, Lynn? Aside, aesthetically, it's nice to keep it there. Money-wise, I'm not sure how much more that would cost, or even if it's needed. So what's your, you know, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I guess, you know, I still, you know, I guess in my head, if I think, oh, if it couldn't create all this additional parking, then maybe it would be worth it, but I don't know that it would, because it's smack in the middle, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's, it's not like we don't, I mean, people do have places to park overall. I'm not, again, like we've talked about, there's not an overabundance, there's not enough of visitor park for, people, for visitors. But parking is tight everywhere. I think I don't know, like I said, I don't know what it would cost. And again, this is another thing that this is the housing authority is going to have to pay for. This isn't part of, there was some money in there for parking. I shouldn't say that, there was some,
Okay.
but I don't know how much, but it probably would be more. We could ask,
And this 7 additional, I know there, you said the 2 ADA and the others,
the other 7 is standard.
the other 7 are standard. And this is all, whether or not we go through with the addition, the new building, we need these spaces regardless. But if in fact we do have that building, is that just going to be, all right, so now there's spaces for them, but then now there's no more extra spaces? And that's what I'm trying to
Well,
balance.
we weren't doing this to create extra spaces. We were doing this to support the fact that we could accommodate these. The only reason that we're doing this is because we're putting in an extra building.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
okay. Yep,
So we
yep.
needed to show that we, as it stood, there was no way that we could put in 8 units without additional spaces. If this doesn't go in, yeah, could we consider a separate project to do spaces? Yeah, but that's
Okay.
not why this was done. This was
All
done to
right, so
show.
this is
So all
part
the
and
park, and they
parcel,
are going
okay.
to take out part of the parking, and it is going to be over there. I mean, I kind of think it's sufficient. That's my feeling, but of course, it's always nice to have more. But I don't know. It does take away a little bit of an area that people can sit out in, but they could sit in front of the units. But I don't know offhand how much more parking we would get.
Okay,
And if it's worth it. I guess that's
Okay.
something we have to think of.
And I guess I'd like to at least see them, check and see what we could get out of that if we went
Yeah.
forward and what the cost would be. Because, the tenants did bring up some good points about the
Right.
limited parking, and that's certainly not going to get any better. It's probably only going to get worse. As you said, more and more people have cars, more deliveries, more home health aides, all the things that
Exactly.
require parking. So I think it would be a good thing to look
Yeah,
at the
I think
possibility.
I think as long as MHP is still willing, I don't know how much the grant was for these people to do the work, this engineering company. So hopefully they'll support that. Like I said, MHP has paid for this. So, and they did tell me to get back to them. So I'll ask them to go ahead. If everybody thinks that that's a good idea, it can't hurt. So
Lynn, do most of the tenants have 1 car or 2 cars where you have?
they're only allowed to have one. It's
Oh, they're
only
only allowed to have
one per person. If they're a couple, they can have 2.
And do you have many who have 2? Do you know?
Not many,
Okay.
not many. Like I said, if there's, because most of the people are only 1 in the unit, but we do have some couples. And some couples do have 2 cars, but I don't know how many, but not too many.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, Lynn?
I think that's it. I think
Okay. Okay, then the next on the agenda is the approval of the payment of the bills. And I know you've all had a copy of it. And the amount of the payables is $155,177.58. And I need a motion to accept the payments.
So moved.
Thank you,
Thank
Andy.
you.
Andy made the motion. I need a second.
Elaine second.
Elaine, second. Any questions for Lynn?
That's what I'm looking at.
I have two questions, Lynn.
Okay,
The Northborough oil payment on February 1st. The oil for the vacant unit at Emerson.
yeah,
Do you get a discount from the supplier? You
no.
don't.
We don't normally buy oil because the tenants pay their own utilities.
They do. Okay, that's only my next question.
Yeah,
Okay.
so, yeah, they don't. And I don't know, like I said, most oil companies are private, so I don't know that they ever give them, like things like electricity and gas. People on limited income they get a reduced rate, but
Right.
I don't know anything about oil because it's generally all privately.
Okay.
They get a heating allowance.
They get a heating allowance on their when we certify them, they get a deduction per year
Yeah.
on how many bedrooms they have, but
Okay.
yeah. So yeah,
And
we
then-
did have to pay for the oil, and we did put in a new oil heater over there.
A new tank or a new furnace?
A new tank,
Wow.
which was part of a capital project.
Yeah, I know.
But they said it had to be replaced.
Yeah, I know all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I have one other question. Just
Okay, go
on the
ahead.
Group, on February 2nd, the Group Insurance Commission. There's also a payment to the group insurance on January 11th. Are those two different? One says Group Insurance Commission, or no, they both say that.
Yeah,
Once
we have to pay them monthly. And there's a couple of different things that we pay. So there's like one is monthly for all the employee benefits, and then there's
Yeah, this one says Q2. The other one in January says Q2.
yeah,
That's
so
for the
they send,
retirees.
yeah, they send us quarterly bills for retirees, and then we
That's
pay
what I
them
thought.
monthly for the current
Okay,
for the
thank
current.
you. Yeah.
Just like we're always paying them. A
Does
lot of money.
anybody else have any questions? If not, we'll take a vote to accept the payment schedule, I should say the warrant report in the amount of $155,177.58.
Andy, I.
Thank you.
Elaine, I.
Elaine, aye.
Ray, I.
Ray, aye. And aye. So it passes, it's unanimous. Okay. And what else do we have? Any other business to come before the board? The only thing I'm gonna bring up is that I certainly don't know why I'm going, but I am. I will be at the CPC meeting tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I was there last time, but they didn't call me in, which is fine.
Yep, so I will be there tomorrow night too, and hopefully things will go in our favor. Oh, that reminds me, I don't know how everybody felt about my message about them pushing our meeting out a week one more time, if that's okay.
Fine with me.
Fine with
And
me.
with me.
Yeah.
Are you okay with it? Okay.
Yep.
Great, thank you. That just lightens things a little bit for me. So, and if for some reason we need to have a special meeting for anything, to discuss anything, if anything comes from the CPC that changes anything that's going on that can't wait, then I'll call, I'll call a special meeting and we'll figure out a way to Zoom, before then.
Okay.
Andy, when do they have to make the final decisions on the CPC? Is it,
I mean, I think that'll be done tomorrow night. They're trying to get everything ready for the town meeting warrant, which is typically, the deadline internally is about this time of the month. So we're
Okay, yeah, I
right at
wasn't
that
sure.
point.
so if anything gets discussed or whatever that, affects our project that we need to make a decision on, then I'll let everybody know, and we'll see if we can't squeeze in some other kind of a Zoom meeting on another night.
Okay, with nothing else coming before the board, then I am going to adjourn the meeting, and it is at 6:37 PM. I need a motion to adjourn.
So
So
moved.
moved.
Oh, wow. Chirp it at one
Wow, they
time.
all chirped up for
Ray
that.
made the motion. Elaine seconded the motion, and I guess we're all in favor.
I would say so.
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. All right, now listen, next board meeting is it March 8th or 9th?
Ninth.
The 9th. So-
The
And
ninth,
I believe it will be in person.
yeah.
The
we should
mask
be able to-
mandates have been lifted. I don't know, has the town lifted it too? Andy?
Yes. Yep,
Just today they did.
today.
Oh, awesome. Okay, then we can have a face-to-face meeting.
Yeah, unless anything changes, we'll do that. And as soon as I hang up,
Yeah.
I'll send you all out that top 5.
Okay. good.
Okay, all right. I will see you all at the next meeting, and I'll see you tomorrow night, Andy. And
All right, I'll
and
be
I'll
there.
see you all